Hello then, Massimo Dante here. Look my moustache. Yeah!
Arena MK, Milton Keynes, and do you smell that, my friends? That is the smell of opportunity.
Welcome to MK Arena, Milton Keynes. We are properly getting into the nitty gritty. You can see behind me Stephen Burton. Now that man has his card. He's got enough points, but he keeps on ploughing on. Steve Lennon does not have his card. He's looking to get back on the tour. He's done it before. Can he do it again? He desperately needs that win. Not so much for Stephen Burton, but there were loads. I mean, just on this board here, it's finished now, but George Killington, who won that big game with Harry Ward, has just lost his next one. So Killer is not going to do enough. He's not got enough points. He's not going to be in there. Aidan Kirk and Aaron Monk currently playing here. You see that one just getting going there, but you can find all this on Dart Connect, tv.dartconnect.com. So we have got a whole load of action going on. Mervyn King and Jensen Walker are just, where even are they? It's difficult to keep track of them. And we're getting in the way of this poor man. Don't you worry about it, you get out of the way. However, we do have a little guest we're going to talk to. So this, come here Thomas. Thomas Lovely. Come and stand here. Thomas. Yes. You won your tour card here last year, and you won it in the most stressful circumstances imaginable. It was like a final day like this.
Yes.
You got points on the board, you are sat in those positions waiting to see if it's enough, and it went down to the final game to determine whether it was. What was that experience like?
Horrible. I'd much rather be playing. I'd much rather fight for my point than have to wait and rely on other people. You do your bit throughout the week to get the points you need. Luckily I had enough, and a few favours went my way.
Well, when you are powerless, I mean, we've got David Sharp, Scottish, Razor Sharp he is known as, Scottish guys, put 9 points on the board. It might be enough, we don't know. Sam Spivey, we thought he had enough, we spoke to him earlier on. Doesn't look like it's going to be. Yeah. But that feeling of powerlessness is pretty horrible to deal with, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You'd much rather fight for it until the very end. You want to be in as long as possible. Ideally, you just want to win on the day. That's ideally what everybody wants, but you just hope, you have to hope you've got enough.
What are you doing here today, Thomas? Because you're on the side.
I am driver. I'm taking my mate today because he got in last minute, so I brought him here to have a go, and he's still going, so you don't know what can happen. Yeah,
you don't know. Lincolnshire lads are doing all right. I mean, Danny Goddard missing out earlier on this week, although did hit a 9 darter in the process. Completely forgot to mention this is possible Lincolnshire darts massive. However, what would your advice be to people who are here? Because this is hard, this is brutal, we know this, but getting on the tour, being on the tour is even harder.
It is even harder, but I would say this is the hardest week you will have to face.
Really?
When you get there, you know what you expect when you're on the Pro Tour. Don't get me wrong, the Pro Tour players are obviously fantastic, but this week for 7 days is brutal.
Right.
It's the hardest week of my... I know I've lost on Pro Tours, I've won on Pro Tours, but this is a lot harder mentally, physically as well.
Looking around the room, I mean, who are you expecting to get the job done? I mean, Stephen Burton's got his card, he's safe, but he keeps on ploughing through this field. Is he sort of, do you think the pressure's just lifted from him a bit?
I think so now. I think he knows that he's there, so I would say so. I wouldn't know who would get through, because they're all good players in here, especially if you're in this stage now.
Yeah.
Here at this point, you know you're good enough to win a tour card. So.
Okay, well look, thank you very much, Thomas.
Thank you very much.
You're going to carry on walking down here, so you follow me. Don't talk, that microphone's still on. Right, come along this way. So Callum Wilson, the Crimson Chin, that's his name, against Scott Waits, 2-time WEF World Champion. Just here, James Beaton against ice cold Darren Beveridge. He saw Darren Beveridge beating Dimitri Vandenberg at the World Championship. But he's going to have to win a whole load of games. He might have to win his card outright. Bronze to Donis, Steve Beaton, the legend, looking to get back up the tour. But this is a tough one, because Robbie Martin played an unbelievable game to beat Sam Spivey in the last leg decider. It was a 12 darter from Spivey to force the last leg decider, 12 darter from Robbie Martin to win it, and that probably means Sam Spivey is not going to get on the tour. We'll have to wait and see. It is all to play for. Charlie Manby is 3-1 up there. He might be getting the job done today, but it is all going to get very nervy. You saw what it was like last year with Thomas Lovely, who was sat at a table just over there with his head in his hands. He could not watch the final stages. Somebody might be in that position here. We'll be back in an hour with more updates from here in MK and from our man Jack Moylard at the EUQ School in Kalkar.
We are down to the last 32 here in Kalkar in Germany. You can almost feel the tension going through the audience here because it is really exciting. So far, no extra tour cards have definitely been handed out, but the way the rankings are going is so exciting. All right, how are we at the moment? We have Alexander Merck, who for the third day in a row had to play Jimmy Van Schie, who's already got a tour card obviously. Today he beat him, so he went through to the next round only to run into a informed Jeffrey de Zwaan, and he lost to him. So Merckx at the moment is waiting to see if he's got enough points to get a tour card. Then we have Benjamin Prottnehmer, Chris Landman, Kraft from Germany, all on 9 points, but they are still in, so they can get more points. It's really exciting. Like I said, then we have Gavlas also on 9 points, and Merckx, who I already mentioned, is on 9 points, but he's already out of the tournament, so he is really waiting. We have 2 players on 8 points, Jeffrey de Zwaan and Lennart Vaas from Belgium. Vaas is out, so he's also waiting. And then we have Andreas Harrison, the Swede, who is still playing at the moment. He is still in, but 4 others are also still in on 7 points, so it's really close. Too close to call, basically. We're down to the last 32. We will keep you updated with interviews of the winners later on today. See you soon.